This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for February 24th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday. We have a time for change call tonight at 9 p.m. A lot to discuss, as always. I'll be making a few announcements on that call. It may be hard for us to believe certain things about ourselves. We are a soft presence, is all we are. With all the unending craziness that goes on, that's currently going on this planet outside of us, at the very core of our soul, the energy is super soft, sweet, and delicate. And what's even more unbelievable is that this same soft presence is in every single one that you know. Everyone, even those really hard, harsh ones who you fight with. The truth is, we are all deeply connected to this sweet, healing presence inside. Everyone has access, especially the ones who really behave like they don't. And whenever you're triggered by them, just turn your own personal soft energy deep inside. Your soul, so tremendously soft and sweet, it's like the most pure, the purest of the pure dazzleberry that is only found in the furthest corner of the universe. You can take even more time in this day to relish in and enjoy the true sweetness of you. We don't, because we're so used to going outside of ourselves and seeking outside of ourselves, we become diverted. Our attention becomes diverted, distracted. And we leave the trueness of who and what we are, the soul deep within us, the God source, almost like abandoned, because we're so distracted and drawn to this moving picture outside of us. And for this civilization to become one, consciously one, working as one in peace, that's imperative for each of us to discover. When the violin can't stop worrying about the future, it will become such a drunk, laughing nuisance that God will then lean down and start combing you into his hair, Hafiz. This life, if we choose, is always teaching us what we most need to know. Sometimes it provides us with negative experiences so that we learn how to deepen, soften, and let go. While other times we receive positive experiences so we remember how sacred every breath and heartbeat truly are. If you look closely at your life right now, you'll notice that there is, and has always been, a constant swinging from a positive to a negative. It's almost like, one of those piano, the kind of a pendulum, it clicks back and forth. It's a rhythm. So when you're learning to play the piano, it keeps that rhythm back and forth, back and forth. I can't remember the name of it. I guess pendulum. So when we look closely, we notice that there is and always has been a constant swinging from the positive and negative life experience and then back again. It's kind of like an eternal pendulum that swings. It's there for one very divine reason. It's so that we learn how to be free from both extremes, so that we learn how to not be in negative or positive. And we are literally moved to discover the deeply creative, all-powerful, manifesting beings that we truly are. And as we truly, naturally grow and mature in this life, well, some of us mature in this life, others don't. We realize that there are problems that cannot be solved by changing the outer world. We see that our real issues shift by diving into our inner world, reaching towards our true center, where we can clearly see how each problem is an opportunity for greater enlightenment and transformation. We all made the decision to ascend into higher levels of consciousness. That we either accept that or not. It's not that you have to do that. It's that you want to do that. So you commit to doing it. So when we accept this as truth, we can let go of playing the role of the hero, victim, or perpetrator in our lives. This really enables us to truly enjoy the natural swing of this life's pendulum. And we can fall deeper into this enjoyment as long as we continue to breathe. The more deeply we breathe, the more we drop our mind chatter, and the easier it is to connect with the divine consciousness at the center of our being. It is here that we find our real power to choose how we wish to relate and respond to each pendulum swing. We can sit back and observe how our mind may try to control the pendulum, avoid it, ignore it, or simply accept it is happening. When we surrender and accept it, we can decide to transcend it completely. Then we are no longer slaves to the good and bad occurrences of this crazy world. Only abiding at the center of our being can we remember that we are the ultimate authority of our reality. And understand what that means. You're the ultimate authority of your reality. Ultimate authority. This is where our true freedom is. This is where our natural state of being is. And it becomes obvious that what we manifest is purely determined by where and what we are focusing our attention on. To discover everlasting peace with this pendulum, we must learn to trust in it. This life is scheduled in these pivotal extremes so that we stop clinging to it all and learn how to see the grand unfoldment of our soul's journey. Every high and every low extreme is designed to crack our hearts and minds wide open so that we surrender to our highest power and know without a doubt that it's possible to manifest anything we want. This great pendulum swing summons our soul to reach all the way inwards until we are living and breathing a spiritual life. Not a religious life, a spiritual life. And we really don't want anything less. We don't really care to have anything less than this. We want it all. It is from rooting ourselves in our spiritual journey that our consciousness blossoms, making each day more amazing than the last. Can you picture that? That every day you exist in that body. each day is literally more phenomenal than the day before. The real growth of our spiritual path, the soul's journey in these bodies, in life, in this life, comes from feeling into what's uncomfortable. Our pain pushes us to reach deeper inside so that we are beyond the reach of the pendulum swing and can find the silent stillness that is unmoving at the core of our being. This stillness is our real teacher in this life. It's the stillness that is the teacher. It shows us that happiness is not all about getting what we think we want. It's not about controlling the low swing, remaining in the middle, or staying at the high point. Authentic, real happiness comes from knowing we are already truly free. We are free from the ever-changing pendulum, and whenever painful extreme, whatever painful extreme it may move into, this freedom feeling is like taking a bath in the eternal fountain of youth, where we naturally recognize our true enlightened nature that always was and will always be beyond it all. How can the eternal self have attachments? It is always pure, untainted, and unattached. It is always opening, experiencing presence. You are pure reality. You are the imperishable self. You were never born. You never did prevail, and you'll never, ever die. You are the one, the all-pervading one. The only work is to just drop into what is. Robert Adams. Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? It's good to know that we were born to experience an initial clinging to life, yet we were not meant to hold on to this clinging forever. If we are getting wrapped up in the drama of our lives, trapped in a negative emotion of heavy thought pattern, we are just overly identified with our minds. We've forgotten we are more than just a body and an ego identity. We are an eternal soul that will live forever. This world is made of energy, information, and intelligence that is always changing. Excuse me. And whenever we get stuck, fixated, or hooked on any one thing, idea, or expectation, we get hooked into the illusion, and this adds extra weight to our pendulum. Our pendulum becomes spring-loaded, and when we hit an extreme, it then catapults back the opposite direction to reach an even further extreme. The only way to transcend this perpetual intensity and annoying repetition is to return to the stillness at the center. That is at our core, beyond the mind. That's the only way. There's no other. When we drop deep inside and become super vigilant with our thoughts, we'll be able to see and feel the pendulum swing coming before it actually happens. We will notice the mind's preference towards having to have only a positive experience and not a negative one. Again, the more attached we become, the more we suffer in the swing. Next time this occurs, just try to become aware of the experience without becoming identified with the experience. Try to become aware of the experience without becoming identified with the experience. And for example, the mind might say, because this has manifested, now my life is truly good. Or since this just happened, now my life is horrible. This is how the mind gets hooked by the play of life and the divine pendulum swing. Don't get hooked by the judgmental mind. Instead, just notice what was it that hooked you. And trust the momentum will soon swing in the opposite direction the very moment you relax, breathe, and let go. Stop imagining yourself being or doing this or that, and the realization that you are the source and the heart of all will dawn on you. Nisargadatta Maharaj. Stop imagining yourself being or doing this or that, and the realization that you are the source and heart of all will dawn on you. So for the next 24 hours, I invite you to partake in a little enlightening experiment. Pay attention to your inner pendulum. Dedicate one full day of your life, this life, to watching it move. Start with noticing where you think you are at on the pendulum swing right now. Are you at a high point in your life, down in the dumpsters, or stuck flat in the middle? Take one giant step back from your life and become a larger perspective on reality. You'll soon see that it doesn't matter so much where your pendulum is temporarily at, yet more importantly is how you are relating to it and who you are defining yourself to be from this assessment. The moment-to-moment practice of watching your pendulum will help you discover what it's like to reach your natural enlightened state. Be gentle with yourself on this journey, as it truly requires a completely quiet, open mind to see all of life with clear, non-judgmental eyes. Be aware when you notice yourself judging others or yourself, as this means you're about to get hooked into thinking that you are this one high or low experience. You are not just any one life experience. You are all of them. You are them all. Remain the detached watcher and calm witnesser as much as you can with your mind, just so that you own this greater truth. Then your entire day becomes a journey into liberation. The pendulum will swing on its own from high to low. And as you watch, you always remain free. You can then be free from all insecurity and fear, because you know life's pendulum in time will swing back into security and confidence again and again and again. So understand that this is our journey, each of us. It isn't here, it's within us. And as we step back, I mean a large step back, and we watch all this, this is where we learn on how to navigate. So you step outside the negative and the positive, so to speak. You step away from it. You step away from desiring and wanting. You step outside of it. And as you do this, your perspective shifts, and you begin to realize that you'll say to yourself, I am supreme reality. I am not that I was frozen in or caught up in or seduced in or actually hooked in, trapped. It is my creation. So I can watch it, I can create it, I can draw it, I can have this motion picture in my heart-mind and watch it and navigate it from the God that I am. You see what I'm talking about? And you see this in this meditation, is that you're watching. And at the same time you're creating, but it's really difficult when you're in it, if you know what I mean. When you're in it, when you're in the mind, in the ego, in the subconscious mind, in this external reality, it's difficult for you to watch or navigate because you're so in it. You're right there. You can't see outside of it. So by stepping largely outside of it, you're then able to watch, and then you're able to guide yourself and navigate. And the only way you can do this is through the breath and the calmness and the quiet, the stillness of the mind and the stillness of this incessant external reality. So when you calm the mind, you then begin to be the navigator and the commander. So you watch all of this, yet you're creating it, but you're able to watch it from outside of it. And you see how that is. Because then you're not connected. You're not attached to it. You don't have the expectations. You're not sitting there on every breath waiting for something to happen. It's just an experience. That's all it is. Just like the thoughts that we embrace and we create into reality, move energy into form, they're just thoughts. That's all they are. They have no power until you give them that power. So when you are from outside, you're watching you, your body, everything transpire. And you're the one that's actually laying it out, creating it. But when you're in it, it's very difficult to know that. How can your eternal self, ask yourself this, how can my eternal self have attachments? It is always pure, untainted, and unattached. It is always opening, experiencing presence. I am pure reality. I am the imperishable self. I was never born. I never did prevail. And I never die. I am the one, the all-pervading one. The only work is to just drop into what is. That's it. You drop into what is. You're not attached. Why would you be? You're the eternal self. You're the one. You're the all-pervading one. So you drop into what is. Everything's perfect. The life that you have is perfect. It doesn't need to be shifted, changed constantly, improved upon, because this is what happens. This is part of the letting go process in the ascension. So when you let go genuinely, and you start to understand this, all the things that you thought you wanted really don't have any meaning anymore. And then all of the things that you thought were impossible are possible. And then the universe and the flow of all that there is continues to flow toward you. But we were all taught the opposite, weren't we? You got to work hard. You got to work your fingers to the bone. You've got to strive, climb the ladder, get the success, make lots of money, have lots of things. That's the true happiness of life. and that is all crap. The happiness is always with us, within us. You're the master and commander. You literally decide and determine everything. As difficult as that is for some of us to embrace, it is. It is the truth. It is the reality, the supreme reality that each and every one of us are. We are eternal. We have no attachments at our core. It is always pure, untainted, and unattached, the eternal self. You, me, all of us. It is always opening, experiencing presence. We, you, me, we are all pure reality. We are the imperishable self. We were never born. We never did prevail. And we never die. We are the one. The all-pervading one. So we drop ourselves into what is. That's it. Because your soul, your eternal self, is divine perfection. You've heard me say this before. It cannot be improved upon. It's the illusion of the body, the illusion that we get stuck in, that we have to constantly keep changing. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is to relax our bodies, head to toe, inside and out, letting everything just drop away. Anything that we've magnetized or attached or conjured, created for ourselves, even in the last 24 hours. If it doesn't serve us the greater good, then why do we carry it? If you're stressful all the time, you're irritated usually with yourself first, then of course it bleeds over to others. You cannot be improved upon. And your body is separate and away from the soul. And instead of being the master commander of your body, you're literally the soul that's the master and commander of the body. So you relax the body. It's not difficult for us once we understand it. And our shoulders drop, and our stress level drops, and anxieties and fears drop. And then we move into the now. And the now is all we have. The now stills the mind, the ego, the subconscious mind. In other words, being in the now is us stepping outside of ourselves. It's stepping outside of the mind, outside of the ego. And this is how we understand and begin to master the ego mind, the subconscious mind, and these bodies. It's how we navigate. Then we have a clear understanding. It's like I jump into the river and let the current take me. It's surrendering to what is. So many of us walk to the beginning of the bridge over the river of void. But yet we look across the expanse of that bridge to the other side. we also look down and we see this massively rushing, ferocious river. And we say to ourselves, so many of us do, I'm not going to go over there. I don't know what's over there. I don't even know if this bridge will hold me. Then I'll fall into the river of void and I'll be no longer. There's a few of us that will walk across that bridge over the river of void. And we will walk right into the unknown. The unknown. That's where everything is. That's where all the possibilities are. That's where all that is and will ever be. That's where the imagination is. That's where the vision is in the unknown. And until each of us are able to understand that the eternal self does not have attachments. It is always pure, untainted, and unattached. It has no expectations. It is always opening, experiencing the presence. Each of us are pure reality. When we come to that understanding, when we know that we are the imperishable self, that we were really never born, that we never did prevail, and that we never leave the body. We never die. We leave the body, but we don't. The soul, the eternal self, is eternal, always. And when you embrace the understanding that each of us are the one, the all-pervading one, does it make any sense that the only thing, the only work, is to just drop into what is? You feel that energy, that pattern, that wave that comes over you when that's stated. To just drop into what is. Now, some of us, as we go into the now, will go into the past. Reminisce, remember, savor, past experiences. But yet, we don't really stay there. We don't live there. We're not hanging out at the elephant graveyard with all the bones, because that's exactly what the past is. We reminisce, then we come back into the now. We move into the now. But then we'll go into the future, and we'll wander around the future that doesn't exist, and we'll say what if and when and how. When am I going to have this? When am I going to have that? When's this going to happen? When's that going to happen? Can you see how things become so convoluted for us because we're constantly swimming either into the future or the past, and very rarely are we in the now. Now, imagine that you stay too long in the past, then you take that past, you bring it into a future that doesn't exist, you create that future from that past, you relive that past in that future. Then you find yourself saying, why doesn't I keep ending up in the same place no matter what I do? And all you remember, all you choose to remember is that the now stills the mind and the ego. The now stills it. I step out of it. I leave the mind and the ego alone. Space between heartbeats, the now, moment to moment. We still all the chatter, all the noise that the mind and the ego throw at us 24/7. Because we're no longer in it, we're outside of it. But how do we stay in the now if every now and then these thoughts come in and literally pull us out and off into the future or the past? It's our sacred breath. It is the breath, the true power that we take so much for granted. It is the breath. It's our breath. It's the divine positive energy. It houses the vessel that holds the kingdom of God. It focuses us, strengthens us, nurtures us. It allows us to stay in these bodies. It relaxes us. So it's divine positive energy. So whenever you find yourself being led off into a thought, all you got to do is say, that's fine. These thoughts are taking me off in these different directions. I will focus on my breath, and I will be in the now. You do that enough, it'll be automatic. You'll automatically do that. Whenever a thought pulls you away, you'll automatically move into the focusing of your breath, and you'll be in the now. Now imagine that you are not in the body. You're connected to the body. It is the vessel that enables you to experience the physical world, physical. But you're outside looking in. You're watching. And you're in the now. And you're focused on your breath. And your body is relaxed. It's seated. And in the body, you see these vibrant 7 colored wheels of light going from your tailbone all the way to the top of your head. These 7 wheels of light are known as chakras. And flowing through them is the God force love light energy, the chi, the prana, the ki. And it flows with ease. And you notice that some of them aren't really completely aligned. They're a little bit out. They're a little bit out. But you take your breath, your divine positive energy, and you join the breath with the God force love light energy. And you watch as these energies move through the center of your body, through these energy vortexes, these colored wheels of light, these chakras, which are all different colored flowers, all different shapes, all different geometrical shapes within them. And you start with the red wheel of light. And the red wheel of light is the root chakra, the Muladhara. And this deals with our survival, and it's blocked by our fear. And again, the fear is an illusion created by the Eternal One, you. Then we move to the orange wheel of light. This is the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. And this deals with our pleasure. And is blocked by our guilt. Then we move to the yellow golden wheel of light. This is the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. And this deals with our willpower. And it is blocked by our shame. And then we move to the emerald green wheel of light. This is the heart chakra, the Anahata. Deals with love. And it is blocked by grief. And then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. Deals with truth. And it is blocked by lies. Just remember that no matter what names they attach to these, they still are the same. Truth is the God. Lies is the devil. So honesty and dishonesty. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light. This is the third eye chakra, the ajna. This deals with insight and is blocked by illusion. And then move to the violet wheel of light, the crown chakra, the sahasrara. This deals with the divine, its connection to the source, the God, cosmic energy, pure consciousness. And it is blocked by ego attachment. It's a wonderful roadmap for us to navigate, both in our biological organs, emotions, spirituality, spiritual plane, astral plane. This affords us the understanding that we're consciously aware that we're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. These bodies that we're in, the heart mind, the ego mind, the subconscious mind, the spirit, the higher self, the soul, the God source, the pure consciousness, all one. We are heaven on this earth, literally. And every step we take, we're creating paradise, literally. Now, your ego would want you to have you think otherwise, and that's the illusion. And that's what blocks your insight, your knowing. And we shine our light, the God force, love, light, energy, our soul, the source, the one, everywhere. All of our brothers and sisters, flooding them inside and out, head to toe. Deep eternal love, gratitude, deep eternal peace, flooding them all. Eternally, always. So, this is a planet. We are gods. We are all gods that make up the one God. We are heaven on this earth. Every step we take, we're creating paradise. And we're shining our light 24/7 outward onto each other and everything. And all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. So this planet glows with all the gods shining their light 24/7. A God planet with a bunch of gods shining their light. A planet that glows. We are all part of the collective consciousness. We are the awakened ones. There are those who have not awakened yet, but they're still part of the collective consciousness. We communicate with all those who are consciously aware in this meditation, in this now. So right now we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Christ. El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. Many, many, many more. Now, the archangels, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do in these bodies. That's why we don't see them like we see each other. But we do meet them. We meet with them. We have conversation, random interactions, out of the clear blue. And it's usually the message, it's conveyed different ways, but it all comes to one. Isn't it absolutely spectacular, phenomenal, wondrous to be alive in these bodies? It is. And a little bit of the bliss within you bubbles to the surface. They teach us. we teach them. We learn from each other, always, constantly. Now, a large number of them can surround any one of us at any one time because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. Well, the ascended masters, they've mastered ascension into body, physical form, out of physical form, holding pure consciousness, God form. We have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form, and we are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. And we also are learning that we're the light. Why would you chase a light that's outside of yourself when you're the light? You wouldn't. And they both are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love. We contact consciously aware all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever, and only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming of this circle of light, in the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from trillions of universes, from every direction. And they are with us now, consciously. We call upon all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, beneath earth, all these civilizations, yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, in the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials. Uncountable numbers. Over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day, and trillions travel throughout the universes every day. But only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light. Now, we're only familiar with just a smidgen. Pleiadians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Sirians, Feline, Zeta Reticuli, Nords, the Greys, the Reptilians, the Draco, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. They've been assisting us in our evolution, our enlightenment, our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And in uncountable numbers, they're with us now, consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime, and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. And only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light, complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And in the billions, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in this meditation. Only those that are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now in this meditation to form this circle of light, the complete liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya. Now, we're only familiar with a handful of them. They come in shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configuration of which we've never seen before. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, many, many, many more. And they, in the trillions, are with us now consciously. Arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods one. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. We're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the gods that we are. The source. Pure, deep, eternal love. This light is so brilliant that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 billion suns in this solar system even come close to its radiance. And we are flooding this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, eternally, always. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe, with this deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace, flooding all of our brothers and sisters head to toe, inside and out, whether they're awake or asleep. We begin to ascend above this planet, and as we do, we're met with this massive ocean of glitter. It's just uncountable little mirrors reflecting vibrant colors, like little laser beams flashing back and forth constantly, of all of us gathered in this meditation on and off world. Massive. And when we look close, we see these perfectly etched mirrors reflecting all of us, and we're all learning, teaching each other as all parts of the one, the collective consciousness. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We're then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. Then we're met with a white fire. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that from head to toe, inside and out. We are imbued with a white fire armor. This is our God force, love, light, energy. This is the God source, the one. It cannot be penetrated. It cannot be affected by any external force, power, demon, attachment, entity, poltergeist, whatever it may be. We cannot be harmed 24/7. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough through hatred, greed, envy, lust, hatred, anger, fear, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, whether knowingly or unknowingly, enough so to allow all the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. If you do decide to do this, you are met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, send them to pure consciousness, and they are vaporized, and they are no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring the harmony and vibrational frequency of the highest high of deep eternal love, gratitude, and deep eternal peace. You're then met with a golden white pink light. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the clouds in the sky. We are the trees in the forest. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, and the streams. We are the animals. The snow. We are everything. So the next time you're taken aback of a beautiful sunset or sunrise, you're in such awe of its beauty. It is you you're in awe of. We continue to ascend above this planet. Some of us step outside our physical form and float effortlessly above it if we're carrying physical form. We come across, right in front of us, this massive crystalline light tower, larger than the solar system. It is so large that we created it. And in the center column is this oblong sphere. And the center of the sphere is this golden white shimmering light. And it's sending out these soft waves of mist that penetrate us all head to toe, inside and out. And it's surrounded by countless vibrant colored rings of sparkling light. And they too are sending this same mist penetrating all of us head to toe. And these are all reflections of us. The golden white light is the gratitude, deep eternal love. And we have well-being, wealth, prosperity, abundance, joy, bliss, tranquility, benevolence. On and on, all reflections of us. At the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it is eternally, always, on all of us, head to toe, inside and out. This is the purest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, flooding us nonstop. We are drops of this golden ocean, and we hold the essence of this golden ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It houses well over 1,200 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds of millions of us with the intent of the purest, deepest eternal love and gratitude, and the deepest of eternal peace, flooding all of us, all things, head to toe, inside and out. See that and feel that through your heart-mind's motion picture. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. You can feel it. All of this energy, all of this deep eternal love of each of us, the eternal self, the one, the all-pervading one. The eternal self is always pure, untainted, and unattached. It doesn't have expectations. It's always opening, experiencing the presence. Each of us is pure reality. We are the imperishable self. I'll join you in the meditation and return. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. As we become more and more in tune with the eternal self, and as we let go of our attachments and expectations, we will then realize that the only work is for us just to drop into what is. And to return to the stillness at the center, at our core, that is beyond the mind. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, into the following morning. And we'll be back here February 25th, 2021, Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. And we will see you here tonight for the TFCC.